Hello and welcome back. Guys, this is our fourth and final lesson in our beginner piano series. I am so proud of you for sticking with it and being committed to learning all of this new information. And I'm so excited for our future lessons where we'll be moving our fingers more and learning all of your favorite songs. Today we're talking about chords. Chords provide harmony and give color to music. For example, I can play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with its traditional childlike harmony. Or I can make it sound like it's from a dystopian sci-fi with evil, sad children who are taking over the world. So let's get into what chords are. The simplest chord is what we call a triad. Just as a tricycle has 3 wheels and a triangle has 3 sides, a triad has 3 notes. There are chords with more than 3 notes, but for today, whenever I say chord, I'll be talking about a triad. We're going to start with major chords. It sounds like an oversimplification, but major chords just sound happy and pleasant. In our last lesson on scales, we talked about whole and half steps. If you don't remember what those are, definitely go back to that lesson because you'll want a good understanding of whole and half steps before you go on in this lesson. The formula for building a major chord is your starting note plus 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3. And we name chords built like this by their lowest note. In this case, it's called the C major chord. Let's try building a chord on A. So A is our starting note, then we go up 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3. And that's your A major chord. Pretty easy, right? Now we need the yin to our yang. We know about happy sounding major chords. So now let's learn how to build sad minor chords. You can think about building minor chords in 2 different ways. The first way is by following the minor chord formula, which is your starting note plus 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the complete opposite of the major chord formula. And again, we name the chord by its lowest note. So this chord that we built is called C minor chord. Here's a minor chord built on A. We start on A, then go up 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the second way to build a minor chord is to first build a major chord, then simply lower the middle note a half step. For example, here's a C major chord. Now to make it minor, all I have to do is lower this middle note here down a half step. And here's my minor chord. A quick and easy but important note. In piano, we number our fingers so we can easily refer to them. For our right hand, our thumb is 1, pointer is 2, middle is 3, then 4 and 5. And our left hand is just a mirror image of that. Sometimes people get it confused and think the pinkies are finger number 1, so just remember that thumbs are always 1. So when I play triads, I usually use fingers 1, 3, and 5 for both my left and right hand, but this is not a hard and fast rule. Playing chords can be tricky at first because of the control required to play 3 notes at the exact same time while not playing the other 2. If you're having trouble, a good way to practice chords is to outline the notes one at a time. So start at the bottom, this C here, play the bottom note and hold it. Now go to the middle note, finger 3, and play and hold. And lastly, play the top note and hold with finger 5. Now you've got your full major chord. And you want firm fingers that aren't caving in, but try not to grip the chords. Think of your fingers as a support for the roof here. Also, see if you can keep fingers 2 and 4 relaxed. Okay, so do this maybe 5 times, then see if you can play the chord with all 3 notes together at the same time. If it's still tricky, repeat this process. You might not get it perfect today, but with consistent practice, you will get there. Let's learn one of the most popular chord progressions in music. You can use your left hand or your right, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I'll be using my right. Now, a chord progression is a series of chords in a row. The progression I want you to learn today is C major to G major to A minor, and then lastly to F major. And this progression can be looped continuously and it'll sound really good. Remember that we name our chords by the bottom or lowest note of the chord. So we've already built a C major chord. Then next is G major. So here's our major chord formula again. G is our starting note and we'll go to the G below C, then up 4 half steps and up 3 half steps. So far we have C major and G major. And as you can see, it's a fairly big leap. And I don't want you to slide there. It's not a guitar. I want you to pick up your hand and move it. So you might want to practice getting comfortable with that before you move on to the next chord. The third chord in our progression is A minor. So moving up to A as our starting note, then we'll go up 3 half steps, followed by 4 half steps. And here's our A minor chord. So from the top, we've got C major, down to G major, then up to A minor. And our last chord is F major. So moving down to F, then we go up 4 half steps, then 3 half steps. So our full progression, C major, G major, A minor, F major. Then we can just keep repeating that on the loop. As you're practicing your chords, here are a few things to listen and watch out for. 1. Are you playing on your fingertips with a nice dome roof? Or has your rooftop collapsed? 2. How are your finger joints looking? Practice playing with supported joints that aren't caving in. And 3. Are the 3 notes of your chord sounding at the exact same time when you play, or is it sounding more scattered? This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to chords, but let's first get really comfortable with these major and minor triads. And the good news is, pop music is dominated by simple progressions just like this. Once you feel comfortable playing these chords, we'll have a lesson in the future that focuses on making these simple chord progressions sound more like real music with different rhythms and broken chord patterns. But first, I want you to be able to play these basic chords really easily. Aside from practicing the progression that I gave you here, you can download a list of other popular chord progressions in the description below, or you can make up your own. And that concludes our 4-part beginner series. You made it. I hope you got some helpful information from this. Remember, this is your piano journey, and I'm here to help guide you. But in order for me to help you in the best way possible, I need to get to know you a little better. Let me know your biggest challenges in learning piano, and where are you in your piano journey? Is this review for you, or are you brand new to the piano? I hope to hear from you, and I'll see you at your next lesson. Bye.